Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day so far, and happy patch 5.4. In this video we're going over the changes to the collectible system for gatherers. Now after 5.4, the old abilities for collectibles have now been removed, and the old ways are now erased. So now any video that I've done in the past is now obsolete. Alright, we have been given 4 new abilities: Scour, Brazen, Meticulous, and Scrutiny. These all work with your gathering and perception rating, so now your stats have more weight than ever before. So Scour increases collectability of an item. The increase is determined by your gathering rating and reduces gathering attempt or integrity by 1. Brazen increases the collectability of an item. The increase is a random amount ranging from 50 to 150% of the effectiveness of Scour, reduces integrity by 1. Meticulous increases the collectability of an item. The increase is 75% effectiveness of Scour and reduces integrity by 1. Now there is a chance that Meticulous Prospect, or whatever your Botanist ability, will not reduce your integrity by 1. That's the little bit of a proc system with that ability, and that's basically a single mind. Alright, this is determined by your gathering rating and it will be appearing in the UI. Scrutiny increases the collectability of an item. The effect is determined by your perception rating, and it costs you 200 GP. So your GP is going to be used on either solid reason or the botanist equivalent, scrutiny, and of course the ability to increase your gatherer rate for collecting them all together. So your GP usage is going to be very limited. Alright? So depending on your procs, you might end up walking away with more GP than you ultimately would use before. Alright, so if we go to the Collectible Appraiser, here you have the new items that you will be turning in. These are not tradable, so you cannot sell these to ignorant new people. Alright, because a lot of times people would sell these items that are only for collectibles to people who were unaware, and then they would waste their gil because they couldn't use them for crafting. So Square Enix made it possible so no one can be taken advantage of ever again. Alright, the first item for white scrips are going to be farmable and has a collectability rate of 400 for the lowest up to a maximum of 1000, and the 1000 is going to be for every single item. Past that, you'll have a 600 minimal collectability that you're going to be needing. Alright, but as you can see, the scrip gain is higher than if it was for a farmable item. This also pertains to yellow scrips. There'll be one with 400 lowest collectability and the rest of them will be 600. The mid tier will also increase by 100. And this pertains to Stormblood and Heaven's Ward as well. 600, and then the lowest will be 400. And same thing for Heaven's Ward. And that's going to be for Botonist and Miner alike. Alright, so if you go into the gather log, you have 2 different sections for collectibles: Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. Now they have these ones which are going to be time node. You can tell by the little diamond symbol next to the location, and it tells you exactly where to find them and what time. So this one's going to be between 4 and 6 AM and PM. Items without the diamond next to the location is going to be the ones you farm continuously without worrying about time limit. Alright, so each one will have a specific item. So for yellow, it's going to be rarefied blue spirit ore. The rest of them are going to be unspoiled. Anything below 80 is going to be yellow. Anything 80 and above is going to be white. Alright, so all these here are going to be unspoiled, and these ones here are going to be for white scripts, and then these are going to be for yellow. Now, for Heaven's Ward is going to be under quarrying for miner, and it's going to be the mithrite sand. And this one is going to be for Shadowbringers for white scripts. And for Stormblood is going to be the mineral water for the farmable ones. For Botanist, it's going to be under harvesting. We have the cotton balls for Heaven's Ward, blood hempen for Stormblood, and rarefied bright flax for Shadowbringers for yellow, and rarefied night pepper for white. Alright, so make sure you check your collectability or what you need, and then check your gathering log for the timers until somebody makes a website on the rotations that you have to go for to get all the nodes. Alright. So, if you're using scrip gear, then you basically will have the same stats as everyone else that uses scrip gear, but if you're going to be using melds, then everyone's going to have different stat weights and all that, so your gathering rate, collectability rate, and all that will be different. Alright, but luckily for me, I do have a set of scrip gear. We do have another set completely from head to toe. We have the Land Saints. As you can see here, you find them under section 3. And the accessories have a set bonus. Finally, they gave us a set bonus. Now you get 9 GP for having 4 accessories equipped for earrings, necklace, and bracelet, and 5 GP each for both rings. Alright, so we now have a GP bonus, and also crafters have a CP bonus as well. So crafters no longer get penalized for having scrip gear for your CP. Hallelujah, they finally did it. Alright, so as we go into our gathering log, we'll see what's going to be popping for unspoiled node. So we're going to be going to the Tempest and finding the rarefied tungsten ore, and then we'll show you guys how to gather them to the maximum. Alright, so when it hits 2 o'clock, we will continue. Alright guys, here we are in Armorang. I kind of screwed up, so I had to change plans. So I came here to collect the rarefied amber cloves, since this also was at 2 o'clock. Alright, so as you can see here, we have the little box indicating it's a collectible. So you go in and collect the one you want. I have a gathering attempt / integrity +2. So now it has increased to 8. Alright. Now, here's the UI. So we have the item at the top, with your gathering rate. If it's below 100, then you would use the ability to increase that. You have the UI here for the collectability, 1000 for the max, then the top one is going to be your number. Next, at the bottom left, we have the current value, which is going to be in green. That's going to be your current collectability. The yellow is going to be your estimate. That's going to be with brazen. And of course, the maximum, which is going to be in orange, is also going to be with your brazen ability as well, as you can see here. Estimate will also pertain to all 3. You have your GP on the right, and you have your primary actions with your integrity bar at the top. So you have scour, which for me, my stats will give me 200 collectability. Brazen will do between 100 or 300 collectability, and meticulous will do 150 collectability. Now, meticulous has the proc next to it. Mine's at 25%, and this will basically proc the integrity unaffected side effect of it. So instead of going down to 7, the integrity will stay at 8. Here's where you hit to collect the item when you're done, and scrutiny will be down here. Now, intuition rating, a chance to gain a bonus to collectability based on your perception rating, will basically proc randomly, but it has a 40% chance of triggering, thanks to my perception rating. Collector's standard will proc when you do a gathering attempt. The effectiveness of brazen and meticulous actions is increased. And the bottom here, you have the, I guess, the trial of collectibles will basically tell you how much scrutiny will increase your collectability by. As you can see, it increases to 450, 350 to 550, and 400. And if you get a collector's intuition, will also show you what you will get as well. And here's where you can just basically read everything I just told you. Now, if you're doing these spoiled nodes, you basically want to use a scrutiny first to jack up your collectability. Now for me, I would use meticulous because you want to get as much integrity as possible, and of course you can get the increase to your collectability. So I'm going to go ahead and use meticulous. Alright, so we end up getting 400. So that was increased to 400 with scrutiny. With scrutiny plus the collector's standard active, which procced, my collectability is now going to be up to 450. So I'm going to activate scrutiny again. But as you see, I lost integrity, so the side effect did not work. So let's go ahead and do it again. Alright, so we got 550, so that means the intuition procced. Yep, the collector's intuition guided your hand. Your collectability is increased by 550. Alright, so we lost an integrity because it didn't proc as well. So at this point, we have 950. Now you either can go ahead again and try to get your collectability up to 1,000, and hopefully we don't lose integrity. And if we do lose, we can just do ageless words to gain your integrity back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chance it and just do it normally. It didn't work. I got my 1,000 collectability, so I'm going to use the ability to get my integrity back, and now we collect. So now I have over 200 GP left over. So instead of wasting all your GP like we used to, sometimes you will end up leaving with a lot more GP than we normally would. And then you can use that GP on the next node, just pop a cordial, and then on to the next one. Now, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people out there with different rotations and how to do things, but for me, I honestly would go with scrutiny and meticulous every single time you go to an unspoiled node. Now, let's go take a great wood and we'll do one on a farmable node. Alright, so when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, so here we are in the Critique Great Wood. This is where you basically will find the farmable items for yellow scrips. I mean white scrips, sorry. So the rarefied mana silver sand. Alright, so as you can see here, my miner basically has the same stat weights. Alright. So, as you can see here, scrutiny will increase our collectability from 450, 350 to 550, and 400. So for this, if you don't want to waste your GP, you can just go ahead and do meticulous. Alright, I collectable standard. So at this point, we're going to be basically losing our integrity altogether, and we're ultimately going to be getting nothing out of this. So, what you can do is either collect what you have, which is going to give you the minimal, or you can chance it and hopefully that we get a proc for our integrity, which we didn't, so we're going to be losing it. That's just fine. We'll just go to another one and try again. Alright, so that gave me an extra 100 thanks to intuition. That didn't do much. So try it again. That game was 250 and we got an integrity. It's not reduced proc, so that's good. So try it again. Again, it hasn't been reduced and we got a 250 boost again. So at this point, we either can try for a third. We got 3 integrity is not reduced procs. That's freaking amazing right there. And then we gather and we get 2 out of this. So if you don't want to use your GP, you can do it this way as well. And you basically want to aim for the 1000 collectability. Alright? So you can either do it this way, or you can go to the unspoiled nodes and do how I showed you guys. You'll get more and do it that way, and if you don't want to get to 1000 collectability, you do not have to. Alright, the decision is completely up to you. I'm sure there's going to be people out there, like I said, that are probably going to be optimizing this, but this is how I'm going to be doing it. There's not really much to use your scripts on, except for the, scrip gear itself. But this is what your stats are going to be looking like with the scrip gear: 809 GP, 2404 gathering and perception. So before I end this video, let's go ahead and do it with this scrip gear. With this scrip gear, you also can get high quality items for the 4-star recipes as well. Alright, as you can see here, the stats still give me the same collectability rating as my melded set: 200, 100, 300, and 150. The proc rate for meticulous is still 25%, and the intuition rate is still 40%. Alright, so we got the 600 minimum, and you just go ahead and collect. You're going to get the lowest of them all, but eventually you'll be able to do this enough times where they'll all start adding up. Alright, so guys, that is how I do my collectibles. And this is all the changes to the gathering system for collectibles, and hopefully this will never change in the future, because this is pretty decent at this point. Alright. So guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers content. And as a reminder, make sure you hit that notification bell next to my subscribe button. This way you guys don't miss an upload. And follow me on all my social media at ZaneLionheart on Twitter and Facebook. So until next time, guys, remember, walking the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. Take care, guys, and happy gathering.